1,000-year throne, now a brand on a check. They carving up shrines, cashing respect. Suits in the palace, hands in the grave, turning traditions to minimum wage. You touching the past with them corporate hands. Blood on the stones where the dynasty stands. Ain't no reset, no save, no code. You taking what's sacred and turning it cold. Burn their gold, break their chains. They crush the past, we bring the flames. Armor stolen, honor remains. Corporate gods gon' feel the pain. Yasuke moved like a shadow in war. Steel on his back, kicked in the door. Took what they swore was untouchable cloth. Imperial chains ain't holding him off. Yo, foreigner hands in the emperor's gear, that's blasphemy. Whisper the fear, but who's the villain? Who's the thief? The one that takes or the one that deceives? Turn culture currency, played it like stocks. Sold off the names, put gates on the locks. They buried the truth, but roots run deep. A nation don't die just cause emperors sleep. Burn their gold, break their chains. They crush the past, we bring the flames. Armor stolen, honor remains. Corporate gods gon' feel the pain. When the last bell tolls, when the dust is clear, who speaks for the ghosts? They silenced here. Not while we stand.
Assassin's Creed Shadows over at Ubisoft has done it again. Here it is. The Assassin's Creed Shadows is sure to infuriate the Royal House Agency. Commercial use of the Emperor's Tomb, a system that allows players to rob that Emperor's Tomb, and commercial use of the Chrysanthemum Crest. That's the Imperial Crest, right? Now, what I need to stress is that it's not illegal to feature these things in fiction. What it is illegal to do is to defame them. And there can be severe action taken from the imperial family itself, not requiring the government. However, they can influence the government and say, this is defamatory to the legacy of the imperial family. We would like it banned from Japanese markets. Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not. But I do believe that we're going to get a statement from not just the imperial family, but probably the shrine's caretakers as well that are on site for the Daisenryo Kofun site. I'm trying to learn it. But we'll get into it right here, all right? So we'll get into it. Pirate Nation kind of clears this up. It says, in Assassin's Creed, it has been revealed that players will be able to loot the tomb of an ancestor of the current Japanese emperor, sparking controversy in Japan. Daisenryo Kofun is the tomb of Emperor Nintoku, an ancestor of the current imperial family. And so Alias here has provided this from the art book. Now, this is where this information comes from, the leaks from the art book that was posted up to that hentai site. So here we have it. And it says right here in the actual, down in the corner, you can see where they were highlighting that the text from the book is. So they've blown it up for us to be able to read it here. And they've got the Daisenryo Kofun. I put too much Scottish behind it. I'm sorry. So here we have, pardon me, I didn't mean to cough in your ear. We have the Daisenryo Kofun. A massive and ornate megalithic tomb is protected on all sides by a series of moats. The impressive keyhole-shaped structure is home to mysterious treasures of all kinds. Now, you might be asking yourself, what do they mean by mysterious treasures of all kinds? Well, as it turns out, you can check it out right here. You get to loot. That's right, you get to loot the Emperor's Tomb. All those sacred armors he was buried with, guess what? You can steal them. Yasuke, in fact, can steal them. According to the art book, all right? Might not be in the gameplay, but as far as the art book is concerned and what we've seen from the gameplay, it seems pretty likely. It says right here, above is a series of ancient armor sets that can be looted from Kofun, the megalithic tombs that we were just showing you during the game. This Guardian outfit grants a bonus to Yasuke's ability to parry. So they are stressing to you that Yasuke will go and steal these armors, as you can see right here. Here he is dressed in these ancient armors. That's right. A foreigner has gone and stolen the Emperor's ancient armors and put them on to do battle against Japanese citizens, of which he is not. okay? Think about that. Someone at Ubisoft, hundreds of people at Ubisoft had to go through the process of making this happen and looking at that text. Somebody had to write that down. Somebody had to get that text in a text document for somebody else to put that on a page. Then that had to be printed. All this stuff had to be checked over to make sure it was in proper alignment. Nobody along the way was like, "Hey, wait a minute. We probably ought to not do that. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't make sense." And of course, as you all remember, when Yasuke was attacking shrines, as you remember here, you remember he's attacking the people up front. Then he goes inside here and he attacks the shrine, the Shinto shrine here. And there it is being cut up. And again, Ubisoft made these completely destructible objects, right? And again, there are going to be people in the comments that are upset saying, like, oh, in the other Assassin's Creed games, it was perfectly fine to destroy all of this stuff. Wah, 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 wah. Well, the problem is that Japan is not the West. Japan has a deep and profound respect and protective identity around their culture, okay? This is not like it is here in the West where you can just slap a price tag on everything. You can put George Washington in a Dodge Challenger and have him tear ass through a field. A lot of people aren't going to be offended by that. You can even do horrible plays where Jesus Christ is portrayed as a shallow, womanizing manipulator, right? You can do that and set it to music. Have a black lesbian man-hating actress who worships the devil play Jesus Christ in it, in fact, and that's just how it goes here in the West. However, in Japan, such is not the case. These things are protected through many different layers of historical legislation that kind of walls them off. And for example, we do have like the situation where you find you know, the people climbing on the torii gates. You remember this? In Japan, when you see these tourists going around and climbing on the torii gates, on the walls, things like that, the castle walls, this can result in you ending up in jail for doing that. If you're climbing on these things, you'll go to jail. They take that very seriously. Similarly, if you go climb on Notre Dame, people will bring you down, ask you questions. You might go to jail for endangering yourself in the public, not for defacing that property, though. In Japan, you will go to jail for defacing that torii gate, for improperly interacting with it. And so that's the difference. So what I'm stressing is that now those guys have left. They've run out of the comments. They're down in the comments, tic-tacking away, letting me know how wrong I am about all the Assassin's Creed stuff. So let me dig a little deeper. Valhalla, Vikings are historically known for attacking and destroying Christian settlements. They're known for destroying churches, for destroying crosses, this thing. Servants of a Japanese daimyo, right? Nobunaga, were not known for desecrating the religious shrines of the people of the Lord they serve, okay? Of the people that they serve, all right? So Yasuke, being an outsider, doubly so, is not going to do this. Now, you remember in the old games, they did the desync, right? So you would end up with, like, Ezio would kill somebody that wasn't a target, and then you desync with the Animus and start the mission again, or it would bring you back to a checkpoint. Such is not the case here. Yasuke destroys something that no one who is a citizen of Japan at that time would be doing. No one, not even people who hated the Shinto faith, would go in there and be doing that. This is an act that would result in the immediate destruction of Yasuke. I think they'd have to invent new ways to express the rage that they would feel toward him for doing this, especially as an outsider, let alone as an outsider who was brought in by other outsiders that didn't find his way here on his own. So it's one of those things where it gets deeper and deeper. Now, we went out and we found someone from Japan in the replies here that's explaining why this gets so hairy as you go into it's the most historically accurate we could provide. Yeah. So here it is. This person is translated, as you can see. So it is from Google Translate, so brace yourself. Japan is the oldest surviving nation in the world as recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records. This nation has continued for several thousand years to the present. In addition, there are many samurai families that descended from the imperial family, and there are many descendants of the imperial family who can confidently say that, quote, the emperor was our ancestor, unquote, rather than, quote, were perhaps our ancestors, unquote. This person confessed that their bloodline isn't clear if they are directly related or not, but there's suspicion that they're directly related to the royal family. And so what this is that the robbing of the imperial tombs is also the robbing of their ancestors. Because you have to remember, this isn't like, again, the West, where like you can stick George Washington in a game where he's a giant robot and he's going to destroy you, or he's some evil Templar guy and all that jazz. The West is just like, yeah, okay, whatever. We don't have any real respect for our own culture. Everything's got a price tag, ooh ah oh, do whatever you want with our culture. But Japan doesn't behave this way. They demand respect for this. And also, we'll go on and we'll hear from another Japanese person that expresses this. And this person explains why this is a huge problem as far as just the general culture of Japan, not just the people who think or know for sure that they're related to the emperor. Here we go. Daisenryo Kofun is the place where the ancestors of Japan's head of state, the emperor, are enshrined. The Imperial Household Agency has prohibited access, including academic research, and this has been strictly adhered to. Think about that for a minute. They won't even let people go in and study this place. And here's Ubisoft saying that a foreigner is going to go in there and steal all the stuff inside because he's the hero. Okay? All right. In Japanese society, matters related to the emperor are held in high regard due to a sense of reverence. The theft of the Daisenryo tumulus is an act that is very likely to be perceived as an overwhelming insult to Japan as a whole. There have been videos of foreigners doing pull ups on the Torii Gate, as I mentioned, at a revered Shinto facility for fun and destroying some of the equipment inside of the shrine. And so this ends up, again, you get arrested for doing this. You don't get away with that. That isn't just ha ha ho ho. You get arrested for doing that. Considering the current situation, this function could completely turn not only Japanese people, but the whole country of Japan into an enemy of Ubisoft. And, I can't really disagree with that. You go down here and we'll take a look at a video that Alias posted here. And as you can see, this icon right here, the streamer that was posting this is Jor Raptor that was streaming this. He didn't know what this icon was in the trophy system. All right. So you get a trophy, right? For whatever this is. Now I'll tell you what it is. Ta-da! It's the Daisenryo Kofun. So you get a trophy for raiding the tomb of one of the most important emperors in history, at least of the imperial family anyway, all right? The tomb of the imperial family. You get a trophy for that. You bragged to all your friends that you've stolen from a dead man. But you'll have to let me know what you think about this down in the comments below, guys, because again, we just stack this on top of the pile. Ubisoft comes out and does this, and I don't know. I personally don't believe that the royal family will take any huge action against this. I think the imperial family will most likely make a statement that they don't think that this is a correct representation of what should happened in that time period culturally. And so that'll probably be what it amounts to because, again, the royal family has some influence. Like, for instance, if they don't like the use of the Imperial Seal in the Assassin's Creed Shadows game, they can press charges over that. They can order it removed from the game, and they can issue a fine against Ubisoft for using it in an improper manner. But it is a very extreme scenario in which that happens. So, again, I don't think any gigantic action will be taken here, but the people of Japan are definitely going to know as they play this game that their culture is a toy box to the folks in France, the folks in Canada that are making this. That they mean nothing more than Disney actors at one of the Disney parks in the world there, around the world, where you just go and you have fun. Everybody there is to make sure everything and everybody there is to make sure you have a great time. Japan's just a theme park. It's a toy box. You just play around with it, do whatever you want with it. And I think that's ultimately what Japanese gamers who interact with this are going to come to the conclusion of as they see what, Assassin's Creed Shadows does to Japanese culture, front to back, by the way. All of this abuse here in the past, right, suggests a behavior in the future as well. So This is a very messy situation to find themselves in where, especially with Johnny Somali out in the world, vowing to destroy Japan now. So we'll have to wait and see, though. You guys let me know down in the comments. And as always, good luck out there.